Once upon a time, in a distant land nestled between towering hills, lived a 24-year-old named Marco. Marco was always restless, his mind never quieted. Thoughts would swirl around endlessly, creating an unceasing storm. He felt weighed down by regret over his past mistakes and fear for the future. Every day felt like an uphill battle, and no matter how hard he tried, he could never find peace. His nights were restless, and he had forgotten the joy of simply living in the present. One day, a fellow traveler passed through Marco's village, speaking of a distant, serene valley where a wise man named Yara lived. Yara was no ordinary man. He had once been a renowned therapist in a bustling city. People would travel from far and wide to seek his wisdom, as he had helped many find inner peace. Tired of the chaos of city life, Yara moved to the quiet valley to embrace the simplicity of nature. He was known to offer guidance to anyone who sought it. Marco, desperate for a solution, decided to embark on a journey to meet him. He thought, perhaps this wise man can help me silence the storm in my mind. After several exhausting days, Marco finally arrived at the valley. He followed a winding path through the lush green trees, the air thick with the scent of pine. As he approached a small cottage with ivy climbing its stone walls, he saw Yara sitting by the window, looking out toward the valley below. His face was calm, and there was a serene smile on his lips. He looked as if he had known peace for years. Marco approached him, and with a trembling voice said, "Yara, my mind is like a never-ending river of thoughts. I can't stop thinking, and it's exhausting. I long for peace in my heart. Can you help me?" Yara looked at him with kind eyes, nodding gently. "Marco, you seek peace, but peace is not something I can give you," he said softly. "It is something you already possess, but you must learn to unlock it. Come with me, and I will give you a task." Marco followed him to the garden, where Yara handed him a small, delicate stone bowl. He filled it to the brim with water, ensuring that the water reached the very edge of the bowl. "Take this bowl and walk to the far end of the valley and back. But remember, not a single drop must spill." Marco stared at the bowl in confusion, but eager to try, he accepted the challenge. He carefully cradled the bowl and began walking along the narrow path. The valley was alive with the sounds of nature. Birds chirped, wind rustled the trees, and the distant hum of a river could be heard. Yet, Marco's focus remained entirely on the bowl of water. He did not look at the vibrant flowers by his side or the playful squirrels darting across his path. Every step he took was slow and deliberate, each movement made with precision, avoiding even the slightest disturbance. As he returned, his body sore and exhausted from the concentration, Marco presented the bowl to Yara. "I did it. Not a single drop has fallen." Yara smiled, but his gaze was thoughtful. "That is good," he said. "But tell me, as you walked, did you see the flowers in bloom? Did you hear the sound of the river? Did you notice the birds in the sky?" Marco looked at him in surprise. "I didn't notice any of those things. I was focused only on the bowl." Yara's smile deepened, and he nodded. "This, Marco, is the lesson. When your mind is fully engaged in the present, in the here and now, there is no room for regret or worry. You became so focused on the bowl that the world around you faded into the background. Peace is not found in a distant time or place. It exists within you when you learn to center your mind." As Marco stood there, the weight of his words began to sink in. The peace he had been searching for was not something external. It was already inside him, waiting to be uncovered. When we focus on the present moment, our minds become still, and we can leave behind the fears of the future and the regrets of the past. "I understand now," Marco said, his voice soft with realization. "I must live in the present moment to find peace. Only then will my mind be calm." Yara nodded approvingly. As the sun began to set behind the hills, casting golden light across the valley, Marco knew he was no longer the same. He had learned the art of stillness, and for the first time in years, his mind felt light. He began his journey back, his steps now peaceful, his heart full. The storm inside him had been quieted, and he knew that from this day forward he would remember the wisdom of Yara and live fully in the present.